So for those that don't know, I've actually released a self-help book called How to Get Your Shit Together. This book is basically all of the tips, tricks, and advice that helped me to move from a place of barely surviving to passionately thriving. Like I've said in the past, I moved out of home at 15. My father was a drug addict and a drug dealer, and life in his house was quite terrifying. I've been quite low with my mental health personally, with anxiety and depression and other issues, to the extent of feeling self-harm and suicidal tendencies. I've seen psychologists, I've read self-help books, and the whole point of me writing my own book was to basically say to the world, like, hey, this is what helped me, here you go. Now, the idea or what I wanted to give was the book that I wish I had had when I was 15, when I moved out, when I needed it. I didn't have the money. I lived off literal charity handouts of food and government support to get myself through school. So I couldn't afford to buy a book. So what I'm doing is releasing each chapter by chapter, as a, online as part of my podcast and blog. And I'll put down the links below so you can check those out to start reading those chapters. This video and the next few videos, I'm going to cover the principles, as in, not the techniques, as in not what you specifically do to deal with problems, but the overall ways to think. And if you think in these ways, your mental health and your ability to survive will skyrocket. You will get better. The book itself is broken down into 6 chapters, or 6 parts. Overcome anxiety, defeat depression, move on from trauma, get organized, find meaning, and follow your dreams. The reason being is that a lot of self-help books only focus on the mental health side, or the sort of, getting after it side. They don't really focus on both. So I figure that if you've got some mental health concerns, you're going to want to have a place to go. And if you're shooting for your goals, you're going to have some doubts and anxieties and other ramifications. And the middle part, the getting organized part, fills in those gaps of learning that you may have if you've had a neglectful childhood. There's a lot of things that I wasn't taught that I wish I was taught. So with that in mind, I wanted to start talking about the first principle of getting your shit together. This one's quite hard. It's called, it's all on you. One of the hardest things for me to realize with my own mental health was, and my own, getting my shit together, was that it's all on me. No one's coming to save me. And the analogy is this: if someone pushes me over into the grass, I have to stand back up. I can't expect that person who pushed me over, who beat me down, to pick me back up and help me to recover. They just won't. They're gone. The way this applies to the past is that the people that hurt me and abused me and neglected me and all of that sort of stuff, they're dead or they're gone. Now, I'm not saying that it's anything that happened in my past or your past is your fault. It's not. It's not my fault what happened to me. I was a child. Nonetheless, it's still on me to take the steps to recover. This is a really hard lesson to learn, because you have to take ownership of where you're at now. Now, there's some things that have gone physically and mentally wrong with me because of my past. And I have a lot of anger and resentment, or had a lot more than I used to now. And it was like, well, how dare you? How dare you cause that to me? It's your fault. You should fix it. I was yelling at ghosts. Those people, like I said, are dead or gone. And the ones that still are around didn't help me then. They're not helping me now, right? So I realized it's all on me. It's on me to read the books, to see the therapists, to do the exercise, to eat well, to quit the drugs, right? It's on me to do all of those things. It's on me. Let's say even someone's paying for my gym membership because exercise helps, or they're setting up the psychologist appointments. It's still on me to go. It's still on me to do the work. I'm not going to get fit unless I do push-ups. I'm not going to get mentally healthy from my psychologist appointment, even if you're paying for them and you're setting it up and you're taking me, if I don't listen and talk and engage with it. So the first principle of getting your shit together is to realize that it's all on you. And that sucks, but it's just something that you have to do. And once you start taking ownership, you will be able to make so many steps. And when I tell people this, they either balk and go, how dare you? I didn't choose to be assaulted. I didn't choose all this. I agree with you. You didn't. I know you didn't. You never would cause it. You would never choose this to happen to you. But it did happen. That's reality. It sucks, but it happened. So now, looking at where you are now, where are you now? Let's take steps to take ownership of that and start fixing our problems. Yeah? So the first principle is, it's all on you. So like I said, I'll put the links down below to the book to check out the chapters that are up. It's also out now as a paperback, ebook, and audiobook if you want to grab yourself a copy. So check it out. And if you like this video, I'm going to put out the rest of the principles. And as I'm always, more daily videos each day, I suppose. Cheers.